Good morning, everyone. Anne-Marie Band here. Today's Thursday, January the 5th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We're going to start with SPY. Take a look at this from a purely technical perspective. We are range-bound. We've got 12 days sitting here. Traders are selling the puts right around this zone. They are selling the calls right around this zone. And until something breaks, that's what they're going to continue to do. So the question is, what's going to be the catalyst for the break? Well, we had the ADP numbers come out. They were very good, but good news is bad news here in this environment, because what the traders want to see happen is the Fed pivot, right? But we're all addicted to this free money that's been thrown around. And so that has made risk very cheap. And as risk is getting repriced and becomes more expensive, there are things that have to move in the market, right? Things have got to break just a wee bit. But as we look forward, we know we're focusing on very short-term formations. You know, I love using the options. Yesterday, we had a great trade for 30% returns. And, you know, I see that until this ARB disappears, I think we're going to be able to trade with these big footprints really, really nicely if we follow price. So what are we looking for? 380 to 379, still the baseline of support. We are in negative drift in general, but the price action is very sideways. So we've got buyers down here until we don't, and we have sellers up here until we don't. So tongue-in-cheek, what do you want to see? Listen, if we break over 386, it's going to start filling in these gap actions on the daily formations, and we're going to have a reverse push up into 390 to 392. That's what I'm seeing with SPY. Let's take a look at the Qs. Same sort of thing. Qs are in a little bit worse shape, to be very honest. They are still drifting severely down, not really up against this moving average ribbon that I have. And we just had this motion before the end of the day yesterday that said, hey, listen, I'm going to lose this congestion. And if I hold it, I'm going to move up into my resistance zone. If I lose it, I'm going to move down into my old support. I'm thinking this is still 263. Right? From this big formation, we're still seeing the 263. Let me make sure that this is in all of my time frames. And essentially, this is where we're at, right? So we're looking at this range, could move all the way up into 268, all the way down into that 263, maybe even 260, 280, right? And that's really what we're going to focus on, this sideways breadth of motion. Let's take a look at the ES, because we do trade the ES intraday together. And here's what we're looking at right now. Wow, a lot of noise here, a tremendous amount of noise here on the hourly. Let's move this to the 4-hour and see if it cleans up just a little bit. You can see price action really struggling. Here's something very interesting. This number at 38.52-ish, it's the midline of the prior week's range. And so my suspicion is that traders are going to try and hold that level and really try to base here. If we don't, here we go, 38.45, 38.32-ish. Let's go to a weekly, actually. We'll see a better battleground of motion. Let's move that over. Yeah. Nope, we're not going to do that. Let us just look from this perspective and see what's happening. Notice our price action is really telling us we've got sideways pressure sitting in this chart. Look at the last 4 weeks. Really, the ranges look wide, but we've got this compression. So a big move is coming, folks. I don't know the direction. I really don't. I'm inclined to say as long as we hold 3,700, we're going to be in good shape, but we're 150 points from that. All right, let's take a look at, see the daily, how sideways it is. We've got buyers floating around here, folks, but the more we get the pressure pushing us off of these edges, the more likely it is that we'll drift a little bit lower, right? And we have to prepare ourselves for that. My suspicion is, though, that this 38.52-ish area going to be a battleground. If it loses it, it's a short, right? What it's done is it's lost it and completely recovered it. So what do I mean if it loses it? If it bounces to a lower high and then collapses underneath, it's a short. If it recovers again, you've got to cover, right? It's as simple as that. Lastly, let's take a look at the NQ. I know I seem to be making these videos longer and longer. I don't want to. But see how negative this is? Tech really in trouble, but a lot of people thinking that a reversal could be on the way. Listen, understand this. We could pontificate all we like, but nobody knows what's going to happen with price. So the question is, why don't we pay attention to what is happening to price and then say, you know, if I see these guys hold this area, I suspect it's going to be a buy zone. I can telegraph right into that 5-minute, watch the battle. If I breach this area, I'm probably going to run up into the 10,956 from the 940, and then I can stair-step my way up to the top. All right, good luck trading today, and I'll see you all tomorrow.